Greetings. Welcome to Karriemah's Culture, where we present interesting topics about women and girls. I am Karriemah Allah, and in this segment, we will consider one of the most important responsibilities attached to the divine attribute of consolation, or being a consoler. You may recall that the originator of creation brought forth the woman from himself as a consoler to himself. So the inclination to console is in the nature of the woman. All of the divine attributes that the originator placed in the nature of the woman come with responsibilities in how we protect and express those divine attributes. Prior to the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, no one taught us the nature of the woman as the second self of the originator. No one taught us the fine details of the divine qualities and attributes that make up our nature. Without this vital and exquisite knowledge, it is difficult for us, women, to be what the originator purposed us to be. I believe we all can agree with that reality. Consoling is not one size fits all. However, by its very concept, consoling entails the sharing of things in confidence or secrecy. So this important responsibility arising from the act of consoling is to maintain confidentiality. This shows us that consoling is not confined to that moment. We are to take secrets that are shared with us in confidence to the grave with us. For example, when people lose loved ones, they may also have in their grief varying degrees of guilt based on the things they did or did not do for that loved one. While being consoled, they may share this deep-seated anguish in confidence with that person because they want to be helped through that grief. Their expectation is that this knowledge will be held in confidence. They don't expect it to land on a grapevine and travel to ears and mouths of other people. Neither you nor I would expect that. But unfortunately, this happens. Why? Women are not gossipers by nature. Women are not mischief makers by nature. Women are not treacherous by nature. What we may be, though, is irresponsible, undignified, and undisciplined. Meanwhile, no person wants to be marked as being untrustworthy. So we have to examine confidentiality from the standpoint of its immense value to producing stronger families, stronger neighborhoods, and peaceful communities by establishing and reinforcing trustworthiness among family members, neighbors, and even members of organizations. As believers in God, we are taught that He requires us to be true to our oaths and trusts. In the Holy Quran, chapter 8, verse 27, it states, "O you who believe, be not unfaithful to Allah, God, and the messenger, nor be unfaithful to your trust while you know." We know when we are violating the trust that someone placed in us. However, we may not see that violating someone's trust is also the act of being unfaithful to ourselves. Well, if we don't think much of ourselves, then anything goes, because we don't expect to exude dignity, integrity, and morality. Unfortunately, because we live in the world of Satan, there are millions of people who have no or low expectations of themselves. And since women have been the targets of miseducation, abuse, and misuse in this European male-dominated world, then gossip has been made synonymous with womanhood. So much so that a very interesting question is raised in the scriptures of the Bible. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verses 10 through 12, it states, "Who can find a virtuous woman?" I need to repeat that. "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life." So here, virtue is defined as the upholding of one's trust. In this case, the husband's trust of his wife. How many wives violate the confidentiality that their husbands place in them by sharing their husbands' secrets or intimate dealings with other people. Some women share matters that should be kept in confidence with their friends. We know at times we women need to be consoled. But we still must know what things we should not expose, no matter how we feel at that time. Just because a woman is angry or upset with her husband does not mean that she has the right to expose secrets that should be kept between them. We always have the originator as our true consoler. Where is he? Now, at times, most of us have worked out very difficult problems by just taking the time to think through them in the privacy of our minds. We have talked with and reasoned with ourselves to find solutions. We have cried out to God, the originator, in the quietness or travail within our own minds. Now, what do these experiences tell us? They show that we know that we can be true to the trust of other people, especially our husbands, have placed in us, as well as the trust we place in ourselves. We just have to be mindful of this and then make the effort so we can be deemed trustworthy and virtuous. Thank you so much for listening. Peace and blessings.